That was masterful as
really
far as an intro. And the fact that the wind interfered with Zabe's telephone ruined it. Let's just bring him on.
No, I mean,
Let's go. Steve Czaban.
Come on, you're talking about local national
980, the Team
legend here.
ESPN 980 down in D.C. He is the man. Afternoon show, 4 to 7. If you're in D.C., you're listening to Czabe. Welcome aboard, Steve. What's going on?
Boys, good afternoon. My sincerest apologies. I'm out here in the wind on the chipping green trying to fix my woeful short game yips.
I knew he was playing golf.
That's great.
I knew it.
Good for you.
I had forgotten that I had carved out this time for you guys today. And I see this call from Pleasantville, New Jersey, and I'm like, God dang telemarketers, would they just leave my – because everyone's phone is getting destroyed now by telemarketers.
They are.
Yes. No. And it called back again, and I go, wait a minute. Oh, that's right. So I answered, and it's blowing 30 miles an hour. And by the way, you're right, Harry, to be practicing for extreme conditions. Eytan, extreme conditions happen all over the place at any time. You don't know when they're going to happen. You must be prepared.
They just pop up.
That's right.
You need a bug-out bag in your golf bag.
Yes, exactly.
Now, what do you got in hand? You got a 60-degree wedge off tight lies, or are you doing like a little 8-iron chipping?
56 off 56. Of these very tight, very uneven early spring lies,
nice.
Which generally I from because, what am I, Seve Ballesteros? No.
Now, is this to kind of get away from what happened last night? Harry read your tweet about 13 hours ago. Could it have gone any worse? And you just laying it out. So is this your way to kind of mentally escape the return of Bryce Harper last night, Steve?
I'm trying to cope. There's no question about it. You remember the scene in Christmas Vacation when Chevy Chase finally realizes that the bonus check he was expecting was, in fact, the Jelly of the Month Club certificate?
Yes.
And he said, well, if this isn't the biggest bag over the head kick to the fellas, and then he just scoops himself a giant eggnog and says, hallelujah, where's the Tylenol? That's how I felt last night. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. This could not have gone worse for us, and there's nothing you can do as a sports fan or as a radio host but sit here and eat it. Sit here and eat it and hope these guys rise up today and beat NOLA, which is not easy.
No, it's not.
This is the game we should have lost. Last night we should have won. And, yeah, it sucks, man. Damn it.
Well, what did you think of the Nats fans' reaction? Were you anticipating that kind of reception?
It was stronger than I thought, and I loved it because I said our city needs to gain a bit of a rep. We got to get a bit of an edge,
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not the edge that you guys have up there, but I'm tired of us being labeled soft. So I love the fact that we booed Bryce Harper to the moon. I mean, that's great. That's the way it should be. And it's not personal. He did nothing wrong. He took the most amount of money he could get after 2.5 months of panic with him and Scott Boras shopping to every team in the country, including the Padres, and then suddenly falling in love with Philadelphia, which is a whole nother story. He did nothing wrong. Fine. You took the money. Nice deal. That's great. But I'm not in the business of, you're on our rival now and you could hurt us 20 times a year. Oh, yay, welcome back. Oh, here's a great highlight montage. No, we're not. I'm done with that. We don't need that. So I love the booing. What bothered me was I think, and this was talked about by the commentators in town, a number of Nats players, boys, said they were taken aback by how strong the booing was. And that I don't like because it tells me that our team wasn't ready mentally, that our team wasn't ready for business as we have to win tonight. Harper's not getting a hit. I don't care what anyone says. We're not going to let him do this tonight. Our team was mentally not on point, and that's troubling because I think the team's a little bit soft, to be honest.
So what was the exact criticism of the fans saying that the booing was too harsh?
Well, it wasn't criticism, but a number of the Nats players said they were surprised.
Oh, okay, the players. I'm sorry, Steve. I misheard. I thought you meant the broadcaster.
Yeah, no. Well, the broadcasters relayed the fact that a number of players told them they were surprised at the strength of the booing for Bryce Harper.
Speaking of that,
because today's modern athlete, they're all millionaire boys. They're buddies,
Yes.
So they don't have that kind of animosity anymore toward each other that the old generation does. So I think part of the Nats' mindset was, oh, God, this guy was really good for us, and he was our teammate and our buddy, and now they're booing him. God, I wonder what they might do to me someday when I'm no longer a Nat. Hey, focus. Win this game, dummies.
All right, before we get to why they lost that game, the other time you mentioned surprise is you said you were pleasantly surprised that the fans let Harper have it at the start of the game. Now, we know the middle of the game, it wasn't the case, and by the end of the game, it seemed like a Phillies home game. But what were you anticipating? People sitting on their hands or a couple of people yelling? And what was the difference?
Mixed. I thought it was going to be mixed. You know, we are a town of white-collar lobbyists. I mean, the fan base for this baseball team is very heavily government. Mm-hmm. And they're not bad people, but they're not party animals. You know, they wear Brooks Brothers suits. They work on K Street. They work 1 million hours a week. They arrive late. But it's like, oh, yes, I like baseball. It's the intellectuals game. And so they're not really rowdy. So that's the type of fan base I thought that would give Harper a mixed reception, that a lot of people would be like, hey, you gave us 7 great years. You were our 10th pole star that was the defining face of the franchise, and we're not mad about it.
Hey,
Instead, it was a stronger reaction than I thought.
Bigger concern. Soto's out to such a slow start. Scherzer's 0-2, or the Phillies are 4-0, and they've got Harper for 13 more years.
Oh, sorry, my Bluetooth cut off. Now, boys, I'm hot in the car because the air conditioning was off. It is a sunny day. It's warm outside. I'm already dreading the long summers of your car being 1 billion degrees. I want to stand out and win. I want to give you guys good audio. So just bear with me here.
No, we appreciate that. Thank you. Our audience does as
he's
well.
He's complaining about the weather already.
I think what he's doing is he's allowing the audience in.
Yeah.
Right? This is a seasoned host. He understands what it means
he's
to knock the
bitching about a
ball.
60-plus degree
Steve,
day.
I tried. I tried to paint it a different way.
Harry, I'm hot in the car.
Oh, my God.
I got a sweatshirt. Okay, all right.
Oh, jeez.
You know, that's all it is.
Yeah.
He's going above and beyond for a radio interview.
I'm cranky today. Listen, okay, you're like, what concerns you the most? All of it. Although to a lesser degree, Soto. Soto's going to come around. Mm-hmm. Turner's injury completely sucks because he looked like he was going to be off to a big year, and we need him. And that's the other thing, too, about bunting. Don't they work on bunting on day freaking 1?
I didn't think anybody bunted anymore.
Well, right. That's another part of it.
Yeah.
Bunting's for suckers. So says the advanced analytics guys. That's number 1. Number 2, I was always told first day bunting and, pick-off drills or whatever dumb, mundane crap they teach in baseball.
Right.
And you're not supposed to have your fingers in the way of any pitch while bunting.
That's like something that happens in Little League.
Right.
Right. You got to have down the handle. You got to curl your fingers up, like you're chopping onions. You know, you're not going to cut your finger off. And so when somebody asked Turner about this, he was kind of petulant. He's like, "There's nothing wrong with where my hands were. The ball was at my face." And I'm like, "No, bro, but whatever." I love the kid. He's out. That's going to hurt us there. The bigger question, the bigger worry is this manager. I mean, this guy was brought in, David Martinez, as a Joe Madden disciple, as part of the analytics generation, the anti-Dusty Baker. Last year, he made a boatload of what are you doing moves, and this year they said he's going to be better, and it doesn't look like it's so far, short sample size. And the bullpen, which was supposed to be fixed, that they did throw extra bodies at, right now can't get anybody out. So we got concerns.
Steve, I'm curious, have you tried the medium rare DC steak sandwich with the fries and the secret sauce that people have been raving about? I guess it's in right field.
Was that a new food item at Nationals Park? Is that what you're saying?
It looks like it's new. I don't know. Steve would know if it's new, but it looks like everybody's raving. Now, I don't know where you stand on fries and steak in the same sandwich, but it looks pretty good. I don't normally do that, but this thing looks pretty good.
Yeah, I don't need them installed in my sandwich.
Thank you.
I've not had it yet at the ballpark, but it sounds pretty good, and I'm sure it's reasonably priced at like $26.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You just split it. Whoever you're going with.
That and a beer's $40.
Right, exactly. Right.
Still 13. Yeah,
could
you know
probably
me. I'm in the media like you guys are. If it ain't free, it ain't me.
Right.
Nothing.
At Citizens Bank Park, all the media just lines up for the ice cream. That's the biggest thing of the night when you're covering a Phillies game, is heading to the ice cream.
Well, do they charge for that down in D.C.? Because they charge in Philadelphia. They charge the media for ice cream.
That I don't know. I don't cover a lot of games, but I don't think these teams should feed the media at all. I mean, what are they? Your mom?
Yeah,
Eat before you go to the ballpark.
Or bring a peanut butter and jelly sandwich like the rest of us.
I agree. Before we let you go, I got to get you your Masters pick, because next week is Masters week. You know, you and I are going to be watching 18 hours of Rich Lerner live from the Masters. So who's your pick?
I really like Trevor Immelman. I think he's going to really come out. We were actually, as a joke, Harry, me and my boys were talking about the most embarrassing Masters champs ever. Because I said Mark O'Meara is right up there. Mm-hmm. My buddy said, yeah, but he won the British that same year.
98.
And right, and so you can't include him. And I said, look, this guy, O'Meara is the embodiment of the doughy, nondescript Orlando Tour pro.
Yep.
Nobody likes him. Nobody cares for him. He's reportedly very cheap.
Yep.
The fact that he has a green jacket is an outrage. But then again, you got the Mike Weirs, you got the Immelmans, you got the Charles Schwartzels of the world.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you got Danny Willett. Is he going to he'll be in the field as a past champion. Does he still play professional golf for money?
No, I think all he does is curse.
Right.
Yeah.
Him and his brother on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'll be rooting for Rory, but if I was betting, I would bet someone like Brendan Grace.
Ooh.
Wow.
Because that would be a bit of a dark horse, bit of a longer shot.
There's a play.
Obviously,
I'm going with
all the
Kuchar.
usual suspects. Kuchar?
40-1.
Ooh.
Yeah. He's playing great.
But then here's the problem with that.
Then he's got to tip the caddy.
Yeah.
Well, now then you have to root for Kuchar.
Yeah.
And that's always been a bridge too far for me.
Okay. There he is, Steve Czaban,
Thank you,
980,
Steve.
the Team ESPN
All right,
Radio in DC.
knuckleheads.
Thanks so much.
Good to talk to you guys. See ya.
Appreciate it.